and listen, cast judgment upon whoever he may. He could destroy entire countries at the blink of an eye. He could say unto his men, go and conquer, and don't come back until every last one has been destroyed. And they would have went, friends, and he would have never had to thought another thought. Listen, if that country is being destroyed, Rome was big enough, listen, that it could take on anything. They built roads, listen, that were impossible for any other people to build. They were above their time, but God used them for His purpose. Those roads that they built, listen, no doubt about it, the gospel walked right down them. And listen, in the far countries, God, listen, Rome thought they were doing something good for themselves, but all they were doing were paving God's roads, that He may go, listen, and talk to one. And friends, tonight, listen, He's come down a road that He's paved the way into your life. He's coming right into your home tonight to talk to you as the Almighty Judge, the one, friends, that you'll stand before. Amen. Listen, Pilate, he sat down in the judgment seat, and his wife said unto him, have thou nothing to do with this man? Have thou nothing to do with this just man? Amen. Listen, because I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. Listen, God had given Pilate's wife insight. He had given her, listen, what me and you have today. He gave her in that very hour, that day, in a dream, in a vision, if you will, the things that were to come. The Bible doesn't write it down what it was, but the warning should have been good enough. And listen, Pilate thought long and hard, should I please what has been given to her by a higher revelation, or should I still appeal to the people? Listen, friends, today, a lot of people in the church, a lot of people in the world today are doing the same thing. They'll go out, listen, they'll fill the house up, and listen, they'll act away in front of a people. They'll give their tithes, and they'll say, I'm this, they'll say, I'm that. Listen, but they're forgetting one that's going to stand before them. Listen, they're going to fall down dead before Him, and listen, He's going to bring it up. And listen, when He does, friends, no one else will be able to say, look at them, because we'll be right in line behind them. Not one escaped this judgment. Not one is going to get away from this man named Jesus Christ. Amen. Listen. Have thou nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him. Amen. A just man, one that Pilate could find no fault in. And listen, when he knew that he was from Galilee, he sent him unto Herod because he was of his district. And Herod was so excited that Jesus was coming and wanted to see a miracle done by him. Listen, but Jesus knew what was before him. Jesus knew of that cup that he had to drink of. Listen, because he said, Father, let this cup pass before me. Listen, but he said, nevertheless, not my will be done, but thy will be done. Friends, tonight, can you say the same prayer? God, not my will be done, but thy will be done. Friends, when you do, you become under subjection unto God Almighty. You say, Lord, you're better than me in any thought that I've ever had. And listen, things will start to happen. Mountains will start to fall. You'll be able to see clearly, friends, all those things that you may have looked out of a valley and up unto. Listen, He may not bring you out of the valley, but He'll shrink the mountain where it won't be such a hard climb. Pilate, listen, was a powerful man, but even Pilate, listen, stood before the judge and listen, said unto him, I am supreme. But he knew, Jesus knew that one day Pilate would stand before him. Jesus knew that one day Pilate would stand before him and he would fall down before him as dead. Friends, listen, that day's coming. That day sits ahead of us. Listen, I'm not coming here to tell you the future. I don't have to. God wrote it down for me. Listen, He revelated unto John and said, write these things down because they are faithful and true. They're faithful and true sayings. That's from God Almighty Himself that said this. Write them down so that my people will be able to hear them. Write them down so that one day a young preacher I'll call up, listen, out of old Poplar Creek, will be able to stand up in Keavy, Kentucky, and go out on the radio and the TV and talk to you today, a lost friend. Talk to you today, a backslid Christian. Talk to you today, that one that's in the valley of decision, maybe locked down in addiction. There is power, but it only comes through Jesus Christ. You see, He's always paved the road for the gospel. God is always paving the road for the gospel. You see, in the times of persecution of the Jews, they started to pray. In the times of bondage, they started to cry out to God. Don't you think today, Christian friends, that in the shape that this world is in, that God is looking for someone to cry out, that God is looking for His church to be that city set upon a hill? Don't you think today He's expecting us to be a lighthouse unto this world? But listen, how can we if we closely resemble the world? How can we if people don't see a cross upon our shoulder? How can we today, listen, be caught before Him if we're acting like them?